Hi, I'm Nikki from thecommunicationcoach.co.uk. Welcome back to day 5 of my 10-day vlogging challenge. Now, yesterday we were talking about how your values and your beliefs will translate into your communication and the way that you behave. And thank you so much for those of you that have taken time out to contact me and send me some messages around what you would like covered, and also for your comments on my last few videos. Very much appreciated, and I'm learning all the time, so thank you for that. So if we go back to our values and beliefs, now I could talk about that for hours probably. So what I'll probably do in the future is a podcast around values and beliefs as a separate entity. But I just wanted you to think about how they showed up in your everyday communication with people, and the things that you believe to be true, and the way that they influence your behaviour and your comments throughout your day. So I hope you practice that. And really, I was thinking about this today, about what am I trying to achieve through these next 10 days, but it's to make you and me and all of us more aware of how we communicate with each other and how we interact with each other. And through doing that and becoming more self-aware, that's when we can change and adapt and be more flexible. Because unless people tell us how we communicate, it's really difficult to know. Now, I was fortunate enough to do a 2-week course in communication negotiation where my communication was looked at very detailed, and I was stripped down to the bare bones and rebuilt. So I was lucky enough to have that. But often people don't give us feedback. So if I can help you to become more self-aware, and I include myself in this because this is a real conscious effort that we have to do every day. Because generally when we talk, and I don't know if you know this, but most of the time it's very unconscious. And what happens is we often just go blur, and the words come flowing out without us even thinking about them. And we have polite conversation, learnt conversation, I like to call it, whereby we skirt around the issues quite a lot. We're not really that honest with people. We only tell them and show them what we want them to see, depending on the relationship and how well we know each other. And we're very good at saying, hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. How are you? Yeah, really good, really nice to see you. Great. How are the kids? How are the family? How's so-and-so? Yeah, lovely to see you, must catch up, and so on. And we carry on in our lives. And sometimes what actually people are saying to us doesn't match their behaviour, and we can sense that something's not quite right. So I also spoke about we all have a story, and we all judge people according to our own story without really knowing somebody else's story. And again, I include myself in this. This is an unconscious behaviour because we are inherently lazy. I hate to tell you that. So we're quite selfish. I told you that the other day, but we're also inherently lazy. And by that I mean we will default to polite conversation. You know, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, and we'll skirt around issues and really listen to what the other person is saying. And sometimes, and not all the time, but sometimes we just all need a really good listening to. Sometimes we need to offload about something that's happened to us at work, or in a relationship that's not going very well, or we don't understand something that's happened. Sometimes we just need to offload on another person, and that can be quite hard if that person isn't really listening to us. And take that one step further, but people that become in crisis, people that really need to be listened to without a judgment, without anybody telling them what they should do with their problem or helping them solve the problem, because we're great at that. We love to solve other people's problems, we really do. I'm really sorry, I'm just going to have to swipe on my phone because a text message came up and it's really distracting. But we often solve other people's problems for them, and the thing about solving other people's problems for them is that we solve them from our own agenda. So it's what we would do and not necessarily what is right for that person to do. So when we're listening to people, we listen in specific ways, and there are 4 or 5 main ways that we listen to people, and I'm just going to cover each one over the next 4 or 5 days and share how we listen. When we listen, what would be the best way to listen is to just be in the moment, which we've talked about before, with no distractions, but also to quieten the little voice that goes on in our head, the voice that tells us what the time is, we should be doing something different, there's an email that needs answering, my phone just binged, probably really important that I have a look at my phone. And we get very sidetracked, not by just outside influences, but also what's going on in our own mind, on our own self-chatter. Now, if any of you are sitting there looking at me on the screen now going, what on earth are you talking about? What little voice? It's that one right there. The one that questions you, probably sometimes questions things that's going around and constantly chatters at you. Sometimes you're not even aware of it, but it's there all the time. So today your challenge is to listen to that little voice and how often it distracts you, and to think of a time when you have solved somebody else's problem for them without really listening to what it was they were trying to tell you. And also to think about tomorrow, during any communications and conversations, what is that person actually saying to you? Are you having that nice polite conversation of, hey, how are you? And are you taking a moment out to just look at that person and think, you're telling me you're okay, but maybe you're not okay, and we'll talk more about that over the next few days. So I'll leave that one with you today, and I will speak about tomorrow how we listen, and we will look at combative listening tomorrow. Combative listening. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please share, please follow me at The Communication Coach, at Nikki Comms Coach on Facebook and Twitter, Nikki Perfect at LinkedIn, and please share with anybody else who you might think will find this useful. And again, please let me know what you want to talk about, because this really is about you, not about me, and I would like to share as much information as I can with you. I'll also be looking to do some podcasts in the future whereby I'll be talking for about half an hour, because I understand these are very short snippets, 5 minutes, about very lengthy, detailed subjects that we can go into a bit deeper then. So let me know what you would like me to cover in those as well. Thanks again, thanks for your feedback, and have a great evening.